Okay, so now we're going to talk about some of the more permanent options, the fixed options you have available. So something we've been doing for 100 years or so is a bridge. So if you have two natural teeth, we don't use metal substructures anymore, it's just an old model, but we have porcelains that we do and make in-house. This will permanently cement onto the teeth. Now that's only if you're really missing one tooth. If you have a bridge that replaces two missing teeth, the force factors that go into this, and I want you to think about everything we talk about from a tooth perspective as force factors, okay? Everything is biomechanical forces. Some of you who are built like linebackers, you don't have to be the size of a linebacker. Your jaw muscles just have to be overworking. So very small, petite people who clench their teeth and just break their teeth. If you've ever fractured a tooth, you're gonna break a bridge. You're gonna break a denture. The force factors in your jaw are dictated by the muscles, not the teeth. So when you lose teeth, the same forces are on less teeth. That's why you tend to lose teeth faster after you lose the first one. It's like, you know, the domino. You hit the domino, you see everything that just happens after the fact. It's because everything was hinging upon the bite being stable and even forces across the board. And when you lose one or two or three, you have the same forces on less teeth. So with the bridge, the forces that you put on here amplify the forces on the anchor teeth on that bridge. So then you go to two teeth, the forces are exponentially higher. You go to three teeth getting replaced, the forces are exponentially higher, and you're flexing the tooth. And the tooth, think about it like a crystalline structure. It's like a crack in the windshield. You're gonna torque the tooth, it's gonna fracture, these micro fractures will propagate underneath it, and eventually you lose that tooth. If you lose an anchor tooth on a bridge, whole bridge comes out. So whatever the investment you made into that bridge is completely gone and you're restarting, okay? Oftentimes you gotta go and make the bridge even bigger, or then you gotta place implants at that point. So that's why we encourage everyone to leave the natural teeth on either side alone, place one single implant, and put one single tooth on top. Because then if we fast forward, 5, 10, 20 years, then each tooth is individual. Anything happens to any individual tooth, you're only fixing one. Versus fast forward 10 years, you're gonna be replacing three. So it's a 3 for 1, 4 for 1, 5 for 1 deal moving forward. It gets very expensive. National average on a bridge is 50% are failing at 10 years, okay? Now there's some people who don't put a toothbrush in their mouth and they're pulling the stats one direction. There's some people who brush their teeth 7 times a day and they're pulling the stats in the other direction. But if you think about it, plan on every 10 to 15 years replacing a bridge, do the math, it's gonna get very expensive versus implants. I mean, we're hitting the 25, 30-year studies on these things, and they're rock solid. They're doing really, really great for people who continuously see their dentist, right? You don't drive your car 200,000 miles without getting the oil changed. You gotta get some maintenance on these things. You gotta see the hygienist. You gotta make sure you're keeping it clean, you're not missing any spots. But if you get the maintenance on it, when you come and see us and we educate you on maybe you're missing a spot and we tell you how to just improve a little bit, implants are gonna go a really, really long time. So this is if there's still other teeth we're gonna keep. We're only replacing 1 or 2 or 3. We place individual implants per tooth. So I want you to remember, if we're replacing a tooth in between neighboring teeth, then it's typically 1 implant for 1 tooth.